This video is brought to you by hoodbeast.com. Design your own custom hoodies. hoodbeast.com. We are beast.
What's up, everybody? It's Seth Fowler, and today I'm reviewing the brand new Nike Flyknit Racer Betrue. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet. But with all that being said, let's get into it. So the Nike Flyknit Racer Betrue just dropped on June 5th as part of Nike's Betrue collection. And I've got to say right off the bat, this is a pretty clean shoe. So without wasting any time, here they are, the Nike Flyknit Racer Betrue. And I've got to say, guys, these are truly fresh. Oh man, that wasn't good. But starting off the shoe, you've got the standard Nike Flyknit Racer construction. Nothing's really changed here material-wise or construction-wise. It's basically the same as all the other Flyknit Racers, nothing too crazy. I will say though, if you haven't held a Flyknit Racer, you've got to, because this literally feels like nothing. I was picking up the box from my multicolor Flyknit Racers right back there, and I thought that I had lost the shoes because it really felt like there was nothing in the box. I mean, it's been a while since I've worn some Flyknit Racers, so that took me by surprise, but seriously, these are crazy light. The toe box of the shoe is made up of this really widely knit black and white Flyknit. It's a very similar look to what you find in the Oreo Flyknit Racers, and I've always liked this black and white sort of static look. I think it looks sick. Continuing back along the lateral side, the Flyknit continues in all white. Of course, you've got the marquee touch of this design, the rainbow swoosh. And I've got to say, guys, I wasn't a huge fan of this looking at it online, but then when I actually got them in hand, it's really well executed. Most of the time when Nike puts swooshes on the Flyknit Racers, it's just painted on, and it actually is on the medial side in this pink swoosh. But I'm assuming getting that multicolored gradient in paint would be really difficult. I've done a lot of customs in my time, and that's not an easy thing to do, so mass producing that would be really tough. So what it looks like Jordan Brand has actually done is they've actually dyed the swoosh on, which probably allows for some variation in the multicolor placement, but I think it looks great either way. Also, I think the dye may be a little bit more permanent than the paint on the medial side. Speaking of the medial side, as I mentioned, there is a pink painted Nike swoosh. The Flyknit is also in black, and I'm assuming that's the reason they painted this side on and didn't dye it, because you couldn't actually dye on black. It just wouldn't look right. Now that I'm looking at it, the swoosh is like really crooked on this side. Like right there, it's got this little bump. It's like the stencil kind of got moved in the middle of painting it. Actually, that's probably exactly what happened, but that's not great. I guess it doesn't really matter because it's on the medial side of the shoe, but that's still a quality control issue. I'm not a huge fan of that. Moving up the shoe, you've got black laces and a black Flyknit tongue. And at the top of the tongue, rather than your standard Nike branding, you've got Betrue in this bold font. That's a really nice touch. Inside the shoe, you've got one of my favorite parts of this sneaker, and that's the pink insole. And the really cool thing about that is when you're not wearing the shoe, you can actually see the pink through the Flyknit, and it gives it this really cool, like kind of hazy pink effect. As for comfort and for fit, these do seem to fit pretty true to size. They don't have a lot of padding in the upper. It's mainly just Flyknit, so it's very breathable, but it's not too padded. The midsole itself is pretty comfortable. It's firmer than I usually like, but I really don't mind it. Also, after wearing these for a bit, it reminded me of a problem that I had on the Vapor Max and on the previous Flyknit Racers, and I don't think this is a problem for everyone. In fact, I'm sure it's not. But for me, my heel must be placed differently than most people, because it always feels like my heel is kind of going to fall off this part of the shoe because the midsole is so thin there. It really bugs me, so I don't wear these a lot, but they do look good. But like I said, that's probably just a me problem. Moving down the shoe, you've got this split black and white midsole, very similar to what they did on the upper of the shoe. And finally, on the bottom of the shoe, you've got this black and white outsole with a pink Nike swoosh. Overall, guys, I actually think this is a really clean shoe. I like how they did add the crazy rainbow colors, but they made it really subtle by putting it in the swoosh. I think that's a nice touch. I guess subtle isn't the right word. It's a smaller design detail on the shoe, but it still jumps out at you, which sort of fits with the be true and be bold sort of mentality behind this shoe. I think if they'd done any crazy colors and the rainbow swoosh, it wouldn't have worked as well. I actually don't really like the Betrue Vapor Max. I think there's just a little too much going on for me. I also don't love the Vapor Max as a shoe, but again, that's personal preference, nothing more. You can grab these guys right now in store and online for 160 bucks. I do think they will go on sale though, because they sold out initially on the sneakers app, and then there was a huge restock, and they haven't sold out since, and it's been about a week. So I don't think you should have trouble grabbing these, at least for retail, maybe for under retail if you're lucky. So if you want to grab these now, go for it. If you want to wait, see if they go on sale, I don't think that would hurt. Now that we've got the review out of the way, let's throw these guys on feet and see how they look. That's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know whether you're planning to pick up a pair of these for yourself or if you're planning to wait for something else. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to Fowler Customs if you want to see more content just like this. And follow Fowler Customs on Snups, Instagram, and on Twitter.